Peoples, what's going on? This is your boy Finesse, and today I got a very special video for you guys, so stay tuned. All right, y'all. So if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel or you follow me on Instagram, then you already know Miss Finesse has been keeping a secret. And that secret is that she got a new bike. So what we're gonna do now is I want to ask her what was her initial impressions of the bike and what drove the decision for her to switch up from the Super Chief.
So, I will start by saying I loved my Super Chief. It was my first bike that was completely mine. I didn't share with anybody else. So, we're out, we're riding. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful January day in Savannah, Georgia. We're out with our couple riders, right? So we're on a day date. And we're going to places, we're riding around, we're really just kind of going wherever. We stop at the dealership. So when I saw this bike, which by the way is a 22 Chieftain Dark Horse Icon, amazingly beautiful bike. I saw it and I kept looking at it. I'm like, man, that's pretty. And then I walk away, then I came back. I'm like, man, I think I could fit on that bike. Now I walk away, I come back, I'm like, man, I really think I could fit on this bike. So then Chris, who has helped me in India before, he goes, well, why don't you sit on it? And I'm like, no. Okay, fine, I will sit on it. And I sit on it, and it hugged me back. It was so comfortable, it felt good, my positioning was good, and big kicker, I could reach the foot controls. So for me, that's huge because I'm kind of mini. So I get in there and I'm like, oh, well, this is really nice, all right. I'm like, can I turn it on? He goes, of course. And as soon as I turn it on, he must have seen something in my face because he was like, shall I run the numbers? Yes, Chris, you shall. And bam, I rode out of there on my brand new 22 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse Icon. She is amazing. She rides good. I reach everything. She's beautiful. I feel good on her. I love it. I'm super happy with my purchase. I'm super comfortable on it. I have a lot of fun. And Finesse teases me every time he goes out and I gotta work. So it's a nice bike. It feels good. I love it. I'm addicted. They got me.
All right, so that's going to do it for this interview portion. I'm going to go out, get on the bike, give you guys my initial impressions. Well, you got to go back to work. Otherwise, I'd let you do it. All right, so what we're looking at right here is the 2022 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse Icon. So just to give you a little bit of history, right? So back in 2017, Indian decided to make some special colors for their motorcycle models. They started out with an array of 10 colors that would be considered the icon colors. So within those 10 colors, they broke it up between the models, such as the Scout, the Roadmaster, so on and so forth. Skipping forward a few years to the 2022 models, the Chieftain comes in 4 standard colors, I believe. It's 3 or 4 colors. And then at the end of that, they have 3 icon colors. So for an extra $1,000, you get what they call the wow factor paint schemes. For the Chieftain models, you get Spirit Blue. You also get Copper Smoke. And then you get what I have here in front of me, which is the Stealth Gray Azure with graphics. Of the 3 colors, in my opinion, I think this is the best color because when it's in the shade like it is right now, it just looks gray, and then you have the graphics on there. I think the graphics really make it stand out. And then even further, once you get it in the sunlight, then that's where the Azure comes in, because there's some blue flake that's in this paint, which I'll get to you guys here in a bit, that really makes it even stand out even more. Because at a distance, you really don't even notice it too much, but once you get close and you start seeing that little shine on there, man, this bike really stands out. All right, here we are with the 2022 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse Icon in Stealth Gray with Azure graphics. All right, so right up front, business as usual. We got the Indian motorcycle headdress or war bonnet. This does not light up. It looks like it might light up because that's all clear. And I believe there is a kit to where it does light up, but I don't know if you have to drill any holes or if the holes are already there and you just got to plug it in or not. That's something that we're probably going to look into. Also, I have seen people swap that out for the style that's on the Challenger. It's more slimline looking. But I think this does fit the bike very well. It's kind of got a classic look. And you got your air-cooled engine, V-twin, you're going to want that classic look. And that look also follows down to here to the fender. So you got this beautiful looking fender that swoops around and kicks out in the rear. Kind of gives it that classic feel to it. And that is sitting on top of a 19-inch wheel with Metzler Cruise Tech tires, and the rim is a black rim with a machined lip. So when this bike is rolling down the road, it looks really nice. You get kind of a shiny element along with the black element, and it's not too overstated when it's spinning, but you can still see the wheel. So if the wheel was all black, I think the wheel would just disappear, which, I mean, depending on what you like, I mean, that might be cool too. But this way it gets, it keeps a little bit of that shine. All right, and of course up front there, you've got your dual disc brakes with the little Indian logo on them. There are 2 piston calipers, I believe. It has more than enough stopping power to get you slowed down or avoid whatever obstacles in front of you. And then moving up top here, you got a LED headlight with the chrome background. Now this for 23, I know I've seen the Challengers that have the blacked out headlight. So We may end up changing that. I don't know. Depends on what Miss Finesse wants to do. Of course, you got LED turn signals front and rear. They are bullet style. All right. You also standard comes with the engine guards. They're in the gloss black. And then behind that, you've got the 116, the Thunderstroke 116 power plant, which pushes, I believe it's 126 foot-pounds of torque and around 97 horsepower. So this being one of the 22 models, this model did come out without the blacked out exhaust, and for a while there, they were helping people out with swapping those out, but they've since stopped that. Would I prefer the black exhaust? Yes. However, this does not look out of place. It doesn't look bad because the bike is a light color, and then you got all the graphics with the silver stripes in it, and then the Indian headdress up here is also in chrome, so it doesn't look bad. But like I said, if it were my bike, I would probably change it, because if it's a dark horse, man, I want it all black. I don't want no chrome. I don't want nothing on there. I mean, that you can help, but I'd want it all black. Anyway, we did get the Saddlebag Guards. This is not standard. This is aftermarket. We picked them up from Indian same day. I personally, I just think that any bike above 20-25 grand, I mean, that should be standard. If you drop that bike, an expensive bike like that, then you're going to be in a world of hurt, man. But I get it. I guess it is what it is. All right. So moving around to the back, I think this is probably one of the best looking pieces that they could put on these bikes, and that's these pieces here, these closeouts that go along the back. So what I did not know while I was putting on the Saddlebag Guards, that the graphics that go around through here and then around this side, they also go through around to the back tire, which I have a picture of it right here. And it goes all the way through, and that piece that covers the wheel is metal, right? I think it looks really good. Like I said, I didn't know that until I took the bags off, and it just it just looks really cool. So even if you wanted to ride around without the bags on, the bike still looks good. All right, moving around to the other side. So this is the standard seat. Me personally, I like these because they're so much softer and pliable. Now, don't get me wrong, it takes a bit to get it broke in, but like I got my seat broke in on my Challenger, and it is hard for me not to get, to think about getting another seat because that was just so comfortable. Now, look, you don't know what you don't know, right? Because I haven't had a custom seat, so I don't know. But as for right now, I think these seats are really, really comfortable. They're nice and plush. And like I said, once you get them broke in, you can sit on that for a good while. All right, moving around, you got your air cleaner. Of course, you got the 116 badging on it. Looks really nice. You got your transmission with another Indian motorcycle logo, just like you did on the frame. Look at that. You also have them on the end of the handlebars. I mean, there's little eyes. Indians logos and eyes and things everywhere around the bike. So, this, as you're going through, it's interesting to see where some of this stuff is placed. And the front of the engine here, where it's got like a little oil cooler and the horn and all that, everything's nice and tucked. You got your starter right there. Everything's nice and neat. You don't have, there's not like wires hanging everywhere. Now on this side, the wiring is a bit busy. But I've seen on some manufacturers where there's just a ton of wires going through here. But on this, they keep it nice and clean, nice and neat. You don't see stuff hanging around everywhere. It just looks good, man. It just looks good. All right, heading up here to the dash. All right, so this has the the standard 7-inch ride command. So you got all your travel modes, you got your GPS, you got your ride tracking. You do everything with your phone, your music. You can Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. Up here, you do have, I can't remember the size of the speakers. I believe like 5 1/4 maybe. But you've got these 2 speakers up here. Really good, really loud. You're not gonna get a lot of bass out of these speakers, but the volume, you get a lot of volume out of them. So they sound good. And then looking at the hand controls here. So, and this is what I'm talking about, right? So look at this. This one has the black controls on it. Whereas the Challengers, the only one that has the black control is the Elite. And but anyway, it does have the black controls, so I like that. For the driving controls or the bike controls, it's standard. You got your horn, you got your high-low headlights, you got your turn signal, you have your music control, and then you have this here, which cycles through the selections on your screen and can select things on your screen. So you don't even have to touch the ride command display if you don't want to. You can do everything from the controls. And then you also have a little trigger button back here as well that goes back. It has different functions from the other side, which we'll get to here in a sec. All right, so you got your speedo. This here is an auxiliary port, so if you get the driving lights, you can turn those off and on right there. Like I said, you got the physical buttons here for your ride command. So really and truly, man, there's 3 ways to do it. You can do it with the controls, you can do it on the touch screen, or you can do it right here with the quick access. So, and I have gloves on. I don't have the bike on, obviously, but I have gloves on, and you can still use the touch screen with the gloves on. So that's really good. Over here, you got your tack, and each of these have LCD displays. All right, I don't have the key on me, which is what it's telling me right there. You got the key. So that tells you what gear you're in. That tells you how many miles you got on the bike. And over here, you got your fuel range. All right, and then if you don't have a key, then you have the passcode that comes with the bike. You can operate it that way. All right, turn it back off. All right, so over here, you have your trickle charger. So any of the 21 and up model Indian motorcycles that have a fairing is gonna have this port right here for your trickle charger. So when it's closed, it's just a little Indian logo, nice and clean. When you pop it open, it's not like flopping around. It's got like some resistance to it. So you can plug your bike in and then lay the wire over the handlebar so it's not rubbing around, on your bodywork here. And that right there is way better than having that pigtail sticking out the side of your seat, rubbing on your paint and doing all other crap. This is way cleaner. It looks like you paid money for this bike. All right, so moving up, you've got your USB port and also a little cubby there, so you can put your phone in there. So it's kind of slim. The only thing you're really getting there in is a phone. Maybe a wallet or something, or something small you want to keep up in there. There's not a lot of storage in that. On the fuel tank here, you've got this here. This is just a dummy to make it, look symmetrical to the side where the fuel. So this is your actual fuel cap on this side. But just the addition of that, I think, because me, I love symmetry. So that is really eye-pleasing to me. Down here, this is for heated seat or heated grips or whatever you have. Your controls for that, but it doesn't come standard. But that's the control for it. Which, by the way, you can also control through the head unit. So, it's just another physical button, so you don't have to flip through. This here is your saddlebags. It's lock and unlock. Now, the way I like to remember it is you're going away from the bike, so you're going to lock it. You're coming to the bike, you're going to unlock it. So, just a little tidbit. So, on the right side, you've got your power, you've got your start, stop, You got your cruise control, and you got your automatic windshield. So it's you can hold it up or down, or if you double tap up or double tap down, it'll automatically go all the way until it stops. So you got a lot of functionality there. What else? Oh, and then this here, I like this. This is a nice little touch. I kind of wish they would cover this up maybe with like a little rubber, I don't know, cap or something that, you know, kind of fits in there, but I can see that flying off and then whatever. Or you could just, you know, maybe have like a little flip or something. I don't know. Somebody can figure it out. I just kind of wish they covered that up. Yeah. Oh, well, here, let's look inside. I don't think I showed you guys inside. So, like I said, 18 gallons of storage. On this side, on the other side, right behind here, there's also a 12-volt port. Let's look at it. Yep, right there, you got a 12-volt auxiliary. So if you need to charge some devices or something while you're out and about or riding around, you can do that. And so the rear suspension is an air shock. So that's what this is for, to load that up. So you just consult your manual and it tells you how to, or actually no, on this side panel here, once you take it off, there's a little diagram on there that shows you, you know, what pressure you need to be at for whatever gear you have going on. All right. And then it also comes with a toolkit. So when you're closing these saddlebags, so I've seen videos where people are talking about the quality of these saddlebags, and you know, I think anything can be done to fit your argument, but these are not. I mean, they're plastic. You know, they're not metal. I mean, I don't know a bike that has metal saddlebags, but when you close it, you get like a click, right? So that's, you know, it's still kind of loose. It moves around a little bit. If you click it again, it's almost like at least I don't know the official term, but I call it like a two-stage. But once you do that, you know, then it's in there. You don't have to worry about it moving around or vibrating. So whenever you close your bag, you just get those two clicks, and it's nice and solid. And you don't have to worry about the lid moving around on you. All right, and of course, you know, I can't let this go without getting you a start. And another thing about the Indian motorcycles that I love is the startup sequence. It's pretty cut and dry. You press the power button to turn the bike on. Press the run button, gets the fuel pump going. And then after that, you just press the button, no holding. And you got the magic, man. So as a stock configuration, it has a pretty good sound to it. Full disclosure, there is a wall right behind the exhaust, so you may be getting a little bit more than what it normally gets, but still a good sounding bike. All right, man. Hey, so we did enough looking and talking and walking. Now let's get on this bike and see how it feels. All right, for the sitting position, you feel like you're sitting in a chair. My knees feel like they're at a 90 degree, more so than what's on my Challenger, but obviously that has a longer wheelbase. The bike itself feels nimble, like the side to side. You know, it has a very light feel to the bike, which is why I see that, you know, this could be a choice for a lot of people. You know, you don't have the weight of that, you know, all that bike up under you. Like I said, man, it feels real nimble. Look at that. That's not even full lock. So I'm having a bit of trouble with these handlebars because the handlebars are so low. So whenever I go right, or I take a right hand turn, it's almost like I gotta readjust my hand. But the bike itself is, I mean, it's real confidence inspiring. Doing a U-turn is quite simple. I think I can get, I mean, man. All right. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can go. I mean, you don't even have to go full lock to get this bike to turn, man. Like, this thing just wants to go. All right. So, in comparison to the Super Chief, the lean angle on this bike is you're gonna get much more lean angle out of this. The suspension is nice and pliable. I mean, you guys know what I think about Indian suspension. I think that's some of the best riding suspension you can get for a cruiser. It was straight out of the factory, you know. The engine, the transmission is nice and smooth. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's got good sound too. I know you can't hear it, but to be stock, it's got good sound. And this bike wants to go. The old camera keeps the wind here. Oh yeah, those brakes. I mean, the bike does not feel like overly large. It doesn't feel small either. It's like a I don't know how to describe it. It's like a little in between, like a Goldilocks. Like, I think it's just the right size. If I didn't like the speed and power of the Challenger, I'd probably have one of these. And there's a stage 2 kits for them, and exhaust packages and all kinds of things. Lloyd's Garage does performance upgrades for these bikes. So, if you want to get more power out of that, more power than that 97 horsepower, you can do it. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary. Just because, if you buy the bike and you put all that money into it, just buy a Challenger. But, I get it. Not everybody fits on the Challenger. Sure, man, this is a really good bike. Miss Finesse is about 5'2". She's on the ball of her feet when she stops. But again, with the bike feeling light as it does, it's not hard to balance the bike. The bike feels good. The bike feels good. Well balanced. So the seat, like I said, the seat has a nice feel to it, and then that little hump that's there to keep you in place. Now, it's not very large, and I kind of find myself sitting on top of it almost. I don't know if you can tell by my, by looking through the camera here, but I would probably go for something that had a little bit of a taller step on it. As I'm weaving through this traffic. Well, there's parked cars, it's not traffic. But anyway, I would definitely probably look at something with a bit more of a step to it. I mean, that's the only thing that I don't like about the seat. Whereas the Challenger gives you, there's a much larger step on it. I mean, even looking at the profile of the passenger part of the seat, it's a lot slimmer than, on other bikes. Well, on the Challenger. But, the bike isn't like vibrating you to death. This road is kind of bumpy. I'm like riding in the middle of it. This road's kind of bumpy. So you're getting some of that, but like I said, man, it's not anything that's gonna shake your body apart. But straight stock, man, this is just a wonderful bike. I like them. All right. Oh, a little bit of a backfire when I came off of it that time. Let's see how it balances when you go slow. See how slow we can get. Oh yeah, that's got real good balance. I mean, it's pretty comparable to the Challenger as far as the ride. As far as the ride goes, man, this is luxury. This is luxury on two wheels here. This feels really good. And that 116 engine, it's got good torque. So this engine, you're going to be operating it around 2,000, maybe 2,000, 2,500 range. It's not a high revving motor like the Challenger. This is more of your traditional low end torque cruiser. And the torque is there. When I get on it, it'll pull you back if you're not ready for it. Obviously, we haven't broke the bike in. It's only got 100 miles on it, so I can't get too crazy with it. But I'm gonna have to get this back to the house before Miss Finesse starts looking out the window, talking about where am I, and I end up at the mall somewhere. Like, I just want to keep riding, man. Anyway, man, I could ride this bike all day long. The suspension's good, transmission's good, the balance is good. The bike, it gives you kind of a sense of almost sitting on top of the bike versus in the bike, but not to the point where it's like out of control. Everything is neat, tucked. It's nice. The bike's not trying to shake you apart. It's a smooth, comfortable ride, and I could go. I mean, man, I could see riding this bike cross country. You don't have to have the really large, fully dressed cruisers to do those long interstate rides, but you do need something that's comfortable, something that you can fit on, that's going to give you the ability to go for those long stretches without having that fatigue. And I think a lot of people, when you start modifying bikes, you get to that point where it's no longer viable for the longer rides. But with this bike in this configuration, man, I'm ready to go to like California or something. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I was really excited to get this one done. I had to hide this bike in so many videos. So it was good to actually get this out so I don't have to hide the bike anymore. This is a really nice bike. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen an icon rolling around, when I'm on the bike. Matter of fact, when I was in Tennessee, I don't know that I saw one there. Yeah, so I think I've seen 3 icons. I saw one in Virginia. Actually, I saw 2 in Virginia. One was in the dealership. It was the I think it was like Sunburst Orange. And then one of the guys I interviewed, he had a green Springfield. And then there's this one. So man, if you ever get the chance to see an Icon, definitely take a look at it. If you ever get a chance to buy one, I'm telling you, this paint is immaculate. You're not gonna find a better paint job from the factory on a bike, man. This looks amazing. So again, if you guys want your bike featured on the channel, send an email to finessethechallenger@yahoo.com. Give me a picture, give me a video, put anything in the description that you want me to look at or want me to say, obviously within reason. But yeah, hit me up on there, man. I love to hear from you guys. I love talking motorcycles. I'm even up for like a Zoom call. If you want to do a Zoom call and talk about your bike, we can do that too. That's gonna do it for now. Ride every day, and most importantly, make sure you're enjoying it. Peace.